What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that are new or might not know, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. What up, my beautiful love vibe tribe. I miss you guys. So good to see you all. So, I pulled some cards earlier, and Spirit was like, look, this message needs to be heard. You need to share this. This message is not just for you or for the person that you are pulling for. So I am showing up to relay your message from Spirit today. So it's a bit of a heavy message, but you know, it is what it is. And I hope these messages can truly serve you. They can help you. Every time I get on and do these readings, I ask for messages of the highest good only to come through. And even though it is a heavier message, clearly it's something that can help you, can serve you, can give you clarity, can give you direction. And thank you all for supporting me, for supporting my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, and share if these messages resonate with you. So I do want to say these messages may have a higher resonancy for you if you are a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then it may have a deeper meaning for you, but it is going to be a general message, collective message for all of you guys. And with that being said, what up, Spirit? Let's fuck it up. So, let's do this. Okay. I hope you guys have been doing well. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are my love vibe tribe, hello again, and I hope y'all are doing well. If you need any assistance on your journey, any clarity, even just a reading, a personal reading where we tap into your energy, we are more than happy to assist you. We would love to assist you on your journey. But for those of you that may be new that are finding this message, is a hell of a message for you to find. If it is your first reading with me, but hello and welcome. So, for those of you that are new, I keep it real, you guys. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm an empath, so sometimes Empress of Duality be getting emotional because I feel you guys so deeply. So, with that being said, if you are new, the way I read is I start with your current energy and clarify influencing energy, the energy that is currently influencing you on your journey, clarify, and then I'll pull the binding energy between you and your current person or situation, and I clarify. And like I said, I do feel like these messages will definitely resonate with you if you have fire energy or if you are harnessing fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So current energy is the Chariot in the reverse. So first off, the first thing that I have to mention about your current energy is this lack of faith, man. It's almost like you've lost all hope, or to the point where you've gotten yourself in a situation where like you're not even trying to get yourself out of it. It's just like, fuck it. And because of that mindset, and for some of you, it's something that you've been struggling with for a while, whether that be a person or a situation or circumstances, there has just been no movement forward. And for some of you, you're still trying to find that momentum to make some kind of shift on your path. But for some of you, it's almost like you've thrown your hands up and you're just like, I'm going to take the easy way out. What makes me feel good right now? What makes me feel a little bit better right now? How can I feel a little bit better right now? What can I do to distract myself from this not moving forward and I can feel good right now in this moment? Influencing energy is the High Priestess in the reverse. So these two cards, these are both major arcana. So this person or this circumstance in your life, it's not a small one. It's not like, oh, there's this one bill that I just can't ever seem to pay on time. Like, it's not little like that. Like, this is like, I just heard this is like life or death situation. This is like make it or break it, life or death, now or never. This situation is the foundation for not only who you have become and who you are becoming, but also the foundation of a brighter future, is what I just heard. So whether it's a job, whether it's creating a business, whether it's letting go of toxic relationships, toxic friends, self-sabotage, addictions, whatever it is, it's like a make or break point where if you continue to carry this, they just corrected me, because you have continued to carry this, it's almost like you have cut off your connection to source, your connection to your feminine energy, your connection to spirit. I told y'all I might get emotional. I freaking knew it. I could feel it. But like, it makes me sad because I've been there and I know what that feels like. And because I have been there and I know what it feels like to lose hope, to cut yourself off from your heart space, which is your superpower, your heart, being connected to love, being connected to loving yourself, being connected and in relationships where you are cherished and loved just as you are. And I can see here that whatever this situation is, whether it's a relationship or for some of you an addiction, it's gotten to the point where you are putting yourself back with this person. You are putting yourself back in these circumstances. You are putting yourself back in the pattern of abuse, of addiction, because of all the pain that you are carrying. But it's gotten to the point where that pain isn't even your driving force. And this is why I got upset, because it's sad when you get to this point. Because, you know, when I was addicted to pills, it was my pain that drove me to seek something outside of myself to make me feel better. But when I lost my pain, when my pain wasn't my driving force anymore, it was the numbness that I felt from cutting myself off from love. It was a really hard place to be. And I can see that some of you are there now. So let's focus on the current energy for a bit. Chariot in the reverse with the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So when you get to a point where you're doing things that are life or death, like Spirit said, when you're participating in things that are the bridge between you living your life and you dying inside, being dead inside, when you get to the point where, dang, I just completely lost what I was going to say. So when you get to that point where that pain isn't your driving force, but just the want to feel something good is your driving force because you're so numb to everything, what happens is in your mind, you create these illusions that you don't have you don't have the option to have love. You don't have the capacity to feel love. You're not in a relationship where you can be loved. You don't have a job where you can love your life. Your mind starts to distort your perception to only seeing that numbness that you feel inside. And it's not to punish you, but the way this universe works is, whatever you are embodying internally will be reflected back to you externally. It will be mirrored back. So if you're embodying this state of numbness in your reality, even though it isn't true, love is always there for you. You just have to be open in your heart to see it and receive it. But the mind creates these distortions, creates these illusions that it isn't there. And then we are building our life, our foundation upon lies, basically. So with the Four of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, what I'm getting is, you know that it's a dead end, my love. You know that deep down that the choices that you're making, they aren't going to lead you to a sturdy foundation. The Four of Wands talks about you've built that foundation, and it's a card of celebration, right? Celebrating the foundation and security that you've built for yourself. And I can see that you're trying to build upon this foundation that isn't there. But it's almost like, and I don't think I mentioned this, most of you that I'm reading for, you're in this with someone else. So whether it is a romantic partner, a relationship, or a friend, someone, you are in this epitome of lack of faith, of numbness, of sacrificing your happiness, your life. You're in it with someone else. And Spirit's giving me the impression that you feel like you're putting all of your energy into making it work with this person. There's a part of you that believes that this person, you believe that you can trust them. You believe that they have your back. You believe that they are your friend, that you can count on them, that they love you. There's a part of you that believes that about them. But that part of you that believes that you can count on this person is the part of you that made you believe that you needed to do things that you didn't need to do to be okay. And even though there's this inner part of you that knows that this relationship, this situation, I'm hearing like chaos buddy, this drug buddy. Maybe this is the person you go out and drink with all the time, and really you and alcohol haven't had a very good relationship in the past. And you know that when you start drinking alcohol, that it seems like your whole life starts to destruct when you start taking that drink. But it's almost like you've isolated yourself from everybody but this person. And you go to reach out to other people for help, or family for help, or comfort, or love. And they're not there, but it's because you pushed them away. Maybe when you were doing what you were doing, you burned some bridges. And you subconsciously isolated yourself from all of the people that you can trust, because this was more in your comfort zone. this toxic relationship. It's what you're used to. In essence, this toxic environment or toxic relationship almost feels more safe to you than actually letting this go and giving yourself a chance to create something that is worthwhile, that will make you happy. So they are pulling my attention to the dog here. You really believe that this person is loyal, that you can trust them. And they're giving me like a story. So when I went through my addiction, I had this illusion, this distortion in my mind that I couldn't talk to my family. I couldn't tell my family what was really going on. I couldn't tell my family that I was withdrawing every other day, that I wasn't eating, that I was doing pills to basically even live. You know, there was a part of me that felt like I couldn't trust them. I couldn't tell them who I really was. I couldn't show them who I really was and what I was going through. They were going to punish me or they wouldn't understand. That was my story. They're not going to understand me. They have never been through what I'm going through. I've seen things that they could never even imagine. I've done things that they could never even imagine. And instead of just trying to talk to them, I created this illusion in my head that they wouldn't accept me, but really it was a reflection of not being willing to accept myself. And I pushed all of them away, and all I had left was the people that I did pills with. And I'm like, oh, they're my friends. They're my best friends. You know, they're my ride or dies. They would do anything for me. I can't even count on my family to come pick me up from wherever the hell I ended up, but I can call my friend that I do pills with and they'll come get me. But it wasn't true. And they're drawing my attention to the dog here. Dog represents like this unwavering loyalty. And that's how you're feeling about this person. You just feel like even though y'all get into some shit, even though there is so much drama, so much pain, so much agony, so much lack. You don't have food, you don't have a place to live, you don't have clothes, you don't have this, you don't have that. All you really have is, maybe for some of you, all you really have is the relationship. Maybe all you really have is good sex and everything else is shit. Or all you really have is a good time when you get together with your friends and you drink your alcohol. Like, that's all you really have, and that's all there really is. There's no real foundation. And Spirit's saying it's not a soulmate, or it's not a twin flame, or it's not a destined connection. It's a trauma partner. You're not connected with this person through heart space, through love. You're connected with this person in pain. That is what drew you two together, is the pain that they carry and the pain that you carry. It's like a trauma bond. And you see this dog? He's not helping his owner. He's doing his own thing. He's not alert. He's not aware of his owner, what his owner is doing. He is digging for himself. And the message that I'm getting from this is, you think that this person is loyal, but it's lies. And I hate to be the one to tell you that. But you feel it in your heart right now. Don't take my word for it. You feel it in your heart. Whether what Spirit is saying right now is true for you. You think that you can trust them, but basically what I'm hearing is the only person that they're looking out for is themselves. And they may tell you stories about how you can trust them and how they're not lying to you, how they wouldn't cheat on you, how they're not doing drugs anymore, how they're not talking to that girl or that guy anymore, or, you know, maybe they're telling you this and they're like pleading it on their deathbed, like life or death is how they're pleading it to you. But they're lying. 9 of Swords, And the 10 of Wands. It is not going to get any lighter, beautiful soul. And I'm not saying that whatever this situation is for you, I'm not saying that this person, that that's who they truly are. And maybe that's why it's hard for you. Maybe you're an empath, and maybe you're an intuitive. Maybe you're really sensitive, and you can sense that there's this honesty and this love that's in this person, but that's not how they're showing up. And you have to be willing to set that boundary in self-respect and self-love and say, you're not showing up. Or if it's you, I'm not showing up for my partner. I am not willing to commit to them. I'm not willing to delete my Tinder account, even though I'm telling you I want to be with you. You have to be willing to admit those things to you, to yourself, and to your partner. Give me just a second. So for some of you, so I must be speaking with, there's like two groups. It's like one group, I'm talking to you about your romantic relationship. For another part of you, I'm talking to you about either your own addiction or you're with a partner who is struggling with an addiction of some sort. So figure out whichever resonates for you. Yeah, what I'm getting, so I thought it was a little weird that the Nine of Swords was in the reverse. The Knight of Swords talks about sleepless nights, anxiety, nightmares, sleep paralysis, really negative thoughts, really heavy, overwhelming emotions. Basically like you're being tortured. You can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't think, you can't feel. But with it being in the reverse, what I'm getting is, again, it's not the pain that's driving you anymore, it's the numbness. You've surpassed numbing the pain that you felt, the trauma that you've been through. You've surpassed it being pain, and you've turned it into complete and utter numbness. And you may even be experiencing highs and lows. Some people would refer this to being like bipolar, right? Where you have really high highs and really low lows. And what I'm getting for you is it used to be the lows, the low lows that drove you to this person in this relationship, or that drove you to this addiction. But it's not even the lows that's driving it anymore, baby. It's the numbness. It is the lack of love that you feel for yourself and in your life. And it's almost like you've taken all that pain and you buried it. You buried it. And you are doing everything that you can to build upon a foundation that isn't going anywhere. So that's the current energy. So let's look at the influencing energy, the energy that is currently influencing you. The High Priestess in the reverse. It's almost like I just heard I gave up on God. That's what I heard. I gave up on spirit. And I feel like for some of you, you had a really intimate connection with God, with Source, with Spirit. For some of you, I'm hearing like, I don't even go to church anymore. Like, I don't even talk to spirit anymore. I don't even do my spiritual practices anymore. I don't even care about the journey that I've been on and what I've learned. Like, it doesn't really even fucking matter. Like real lack mentality or victim mentality, like the perspective that you're seeing from is so dark and gloomy. And spirit is showing up for you today to say, take the blinders off. There is love for you. You are lovable. You are accepted. So for those of you that this is a relationship, you keep going back to this person and they're abusing you mentally, emotionally, physically. They hold things over your head, whether it's money or sex or whatever. They have a lot of ego and they get triggered. Their self-esteem gets triggered when you show up in your authenticity. So you dumb yourself down, or you belittle yourself, or you dim your light. And you dim your light to the point, beautiful soul, where you've cut your light off. That is why you feel so detached. That is why you feel so numb. That is why you feel like spirit has forsaken you, because you used to be able to see, okay, things aren't working out right now, but there was that hope. There was that belief in spirit that there would be a path that would open for you that you could take. But now it's to the point where you're so tunnel vision in your numbness that you can't see a future that's bright. You can't see how this could ever work out. And even if in your mind you can't practically see how to get to a place that's more secure and more stable, that is where your connection to spirit guides you. You don't need to be able to see the path for spirit to lead you to it. It takes trust and faith. But if you don't trust yourself, if you don't have that love for self, if you don't have your light on, if you sacrifice yourself at the sake of other people, at the sake of a drug, at the sake of alcohol, at the sake of your shadow, it's very difficult to see the bigger picture. All you see is this tunnel vision. All you see is the lack, is the abuse, is the hopelessness. And even when you can't see it, it is still there for you. But you have to be willing to shift your perspective. You have to be willing to let go of thinking that you know, well, God just doesn't give a fuck about me. I know. I trusted spirit for 6 months and look where I'm at now. Did you continue to trust spirit, right? So this is for both, whichever way you're resonating with it, whether it's an addiction or whether it's a relationship. You're addicted to some it both goes with addiction. But what they're saying is like one is like addicted to chaos in relationship and one is addicted to like substances. So where you are at, the path you are on is dark, confusing, uncertain. There isn't much happiness. There isn't much feel good besides when you and this person, the one day out of the month where y'all are good and y'all are fucking, that's like it. Or that brief moment when you get your high, you get your fix and you feel good. But other than that, it's just like dark and gloomy. And where you're at right now, it's taken away the vision that you had for your life. You know, some of you maybe wanted to be a nurse, or some of you wanted to create a business for yourself. Some of you wanted to work with animals. Some of you wanted to work with kids that have disabilities. Some of you wanted to work with older people. Some of you wanted to help people awaken on their spiritual journey. And it's like that whole vision that you had, that you felt so strongly about. Spirit just said, remember how strong you felt about that vision that you had. It's like it's gone. You don't feel it anymore. It's not even there. So it's like you've sacrificed your life. You've sacrificed your happiness. You've sacrificed your family, your friends, your security, your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health. It's life or death, right? That's how serious this reading is. You know, it's funny to me that when I first started doing tarot, it was like, oh, well, I'm just going to read about, people's relationships and help them out. And to be sitting here a year later on YouTube giving a message to you that is life or death just shows me how real what myself and some of you do. And it's like, you've sacrificed all of these things for this person or this drug or this habit, this behavior. And again, I'm getting the message that this person, that's you. You're like the wolf there, sitting by the fire. When it comes to you and this person, when this person isn't getting anything from you anymore, whether that's money, drugs, sex, fill in the blank, food, comfort, when they've drained you of all you have, they're going to bail. And they're not even going to say a word to you about it. Meanwhile, you're sitting here. They're the animal in this one. And it's raining. And even though you don't even have the energy to take care of yourself, it's raining. And you're building this little home, this comfort for them. But when it comes down to it, they're not going to do the same thing for you. And I just heard for some of you, you already knew that. You've been there, done that. And they've left and you took them back, or they've left and they're wanting to come back. Binding energy to your current person or situation. Just going to take a little breather for a second. I say I'm going to take a breather and I hit my vape. Anyways, okay. I just got a random message. So for some of you, this could even be a career where you've invested in this career and maintaining this image to be in this career field, and it's to the point where it's like by being in this career, you literally sacrificed at times your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. You've sacrificed your love for yourself because you were, instead of accepting and embracing and loving yourself as you are, you belittled yourself to conforming to an image of who you thought people wanted you to be, or that people expect you to be. That was a random message, but there you go. All right. Binding energy to your current person or situation is the Six of Swords. Ooh. So, the Six of Swords in like the traditional deck, like Rider-Waite deck, is where they're on the boat, it's got the swords and stuff in it, but they're moving from like chaotic waters to like calmer waters, right? But not without trial or tribulation. The message that I'm getting from this one is you and this person, you and this person, or you in this situation, you in the circumstances that you're in, that make you sacrifice yourself, that make you sacrifice your integrity. Y'all have been through a lot together. A lot together. But it's not like y'all really have been through a lot together. There's just always been shit, and you've been in the shit together. You know what I'm saying? And this person that you're playing with, I don't know what this means normally, but that little circle above his head, what I heard from Spirit is this person has like a target over their head where I feel like they've been in chaos a little bit longer than you. So if this is like an addiction thing, it's like they've been a chronic relapser for like years and years and years. Where maybe this is like your first year, okay? Or for them in the relationship, they've been manipulative for years. They've been abusive for years, for lifetimes. And for you, like maybe you've had some shitty relationships, but maybe this was the first time you committed to a relationship and you ended up being abused by your partner, where they've been abusing their partners for a long time, right? But this person, they have like this target over their head that just attracts this. They have so much momentum built of destruction that everything they touch, every person they're around, and everything they do leads to this destruction. There's no movement forward. Almost like a lost soul. That's what I just heard. They're a lost soul. Clarifying, the Six of Swords is the devil. And when I was first doing this, I was shuffling and I got the Six of Swords and I was like, I see some really destructive energy in that card. And what I just heard is like, in the other Six of Swords, they're moving to calmer waters. It's like this person has so much momentum of destruction that they carry that even if they were moving, you and them were moving into calmer waters, they would bring the storm with them, is what Spirit said. So I got this and I was shuffling and the devil peeked out and I was like, oh God, it didn't come out good. And then I'm shuffling and the next card that came out was the devil. Binding energy between you and your current person or situation. I heard strings attached. I have strings attached, Brooke. I heard that from one of you that's watching this video. Your higher self just said, I have strings attached, Brooke. I can't let go. We have kids, or we have a home together, or if I leave them, then they're going to kill themselves, or if I leave them, then they're going to hurt me or my family. If I leave them, then what if they overdose? Like, I can't just leave them. And that's what they want you to believe. And you know, all that's coming up, and all I can tell you is, when you see someone that's constantly putting poison into their body or poisoning everything that they touch, if you're sitting in that environment with them, that poison will eventually start to reach you. Three of Cups. This usually upright can talk about like celebration in a way, communion, right? And for some of you in the relationship, it's like this person and their manipulation and their abuse, they have weaved their way in your mind to isolating yourself from your family and your friends, your security, your any kind of safety that is outside of them. It's like they have manipulated you into isolating yourself from everything that you love, from all the people that love you, so that they have control over you. So the people that are in a relationship, like this person is very controlling. They're very manipulative, especially if this is like a male and you're a woman. They like to play off of your emotions and make you feel guilty or feel bad for things that you shouldn't even feel bad for. But the way they twist the story, the way they express it, they make you feel really shameful of yourself, and then you succumb to their control. And again, I'm hearing that you're intertwined. Your two souls. You're energetically intertwined through trauma. And guilt and shame and, and self-punishment and sacrifice. So for some of you, you're caught in a situation where you feel like there's no way out, because when you do speak up, when you do try to get yourself out of the circumstances, they're holding something over your head. Their spirit saying there's an intimidation factor. Either you seen something that you weren't supposed to see, you done something that you weren't supposed to do, they know something about you that you don't want anybody else knowing, they have some blackmail on you, or they are blackmailing you, gaslighting you. But what I'm getting off of this night is like, I'm even seeing like a couple where there's this dominant masculine energy, the ringleader, if you will, the intimidator, where you're talking, and even if you were to try to say something to stand up for yourself, it's like the way that they make you feel is like they're holding a gun to your head. Like that's how it feels. That's how strong their intimidation is. Or for some of you, that's your fear. Like they've intimidated you and told you, if you do this and this is going to happen, to the point where you feel like if you try to get out of this this situation, that they actually might like hurt you. So I do want to, let me clarify. Just to see if anything else comes out of this night. Okay, so flip side. For some of you, instead of it being such an intimidation factor where you think that they're going to hurt you or they have hurt you in the past and that you know that they will hurt you, or they got something over your head, they're blackmailing you. For some of you, this person, remember what Spirit said, see how he's old, right? They've been doing whatever they're doing for so long. They're the ringleader. They are the motherfucking alpha of manipulation and destruction, to the point where they've learned that to actually manipulate someone for as long as they can, that fear doesn't always work, but pretending to love you, pretending to keep you safe, making you feel, even though like you're not happy, or some of you are like really like scared to be with this person or be around this person. They give you this false sense of security, this false sense of love. They tell you these stories, how it's going to get better, how they're going to change, how they've got things in order to be able to show up differently for you. They buy you dinner, buy you nice clothes. Maybe around other people, they put on this facade that they're a good person, and maybe they're really nice to your kids, but they're beating you or something on the behind closed doors, like that type of shit, right? They try to show up as like this knight in shining armor, but really they're like this fucking fish, slimy and scaly, and I heard the word like ruthless. And I'm gonna be honest, at least with somebody that like is an asshole, like elite, when they're just straight up an asshole, like, you know, but when it comes to people that are like demonic as fuck and they put on this front and they have the whole world fooled, that's really a scary place to be. Anything else? And I could see how that could be even more intimidating than someone that is known as a narcissist, because it's like your word against the projection of himself with everyone else. It's like, if I speak up, would anyone even believe me? Everyone thinks that he's this saint, this good person. When in reality, that's him or her, right? Anything else? So we know through this reading, you just keep going loop de loop de loop, right? Like, don't know how to escape, don't know how to get out of it, giving up on trying to get out of it, and just like dealing with the consequences. And Four of Swords. Four of Swords in the original Rider-Waite deck talks about like rest and rejuvenation and healing. With this, it's like the only reason, and for some of you, they're telling me that you have talked to God and you're like, I don't even know how I'm still alive. Or you've thought that to yourself, like, I did this and this kind of drugs last night, woke up and like, I don't know how I'm still alive, or, things got really bad with us last night and I don't know how I'm still alive. Like that, you've either said that to spirit or someone, or you thought it to yourself. I don't know how I'm still alive. And what I'm getting is, just look at this. Look at all these motherfucking wolves. So for some of you, your spirit animal, and you may know this, or you may just feel a really deep connection with dogs, with animals, with the wolf spirit particularly, but just animals in general. And for some of you, you thought, I don't even know how I'm still alive, right? I don't know how I'm not dead yet. And a lot of that is because you have people on the other side looking out for you. You have spirit animals that God sends your way, and you think that, oh, that was really nice. I got to see a weenie dog today, and it felt so good. Like you felt happiness, right? Because you feel numb all the time. But when you get around animals, there's this inspiration of love that you feel. You ever question why that is? Because God does not only send you love and healing through people and through your own self and circumstances. He sends you animal totems, animal spirits, and just you connecting with that animal, God gives you his love, his healing, his support. So you wonder how you're not dead yet. It's because you may have given up your hope in God, but God hasn't given up on you, is what I'm hearing. 9 of Cups. This talks about wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, individually, independently, independent mental stability, independent emotional stability, meaning on your own, through your connection with God, with higher self, with yourself, with the world around you, being present in your life. You are emotionally content and secure by yourself. And I don't think that you realize that you're capable of that. I don't think you realize that you have what it takes to walk out the fucking door. You will figure it out. If there's anything that I'm picking up about the people that I'm talking to, it's that you're a fucking survivor. You adapt, you transform, you change, you meet the circumstances that you're in, and you adapt to it, and you survive. And you're like this little bitty fish right here. In just one cup. Just one cup. You think the world's so small through your tunnel vision perception. But there's so much out there for you. And then with the smoke coming out of that cup, and it kind of looks like a genie, right? I feel like for some of you, either you've said it out loud or subconsciously, you're like, I wish things were different. Maybe you sit outside and you talk to the moon, or you look at the stars and subconsciously you're like, I wishing upon a star. I wish it could be different. I wish I could be different. I wish. It is yours for the taking. Let's do... If you weren't afraid of failure, what would you do? If I leave this person, then you're all scared this is going to happen. If I do this, then I'm afraid this is going to happen. If you can, this is what God's saying. If you can take all of those things that you're afraid of happening, that is keeping you stuck from anything happening, if you can take those and just lay them down for a minute. Lay them the fuck down. Put them down, put them in the trash just for a minute. what would you do? If you weren't afraid of this, you weren't afraid of that. If you don't know how this is going to work, I don't know how that's going to work, I don't know what to do, I don't know who to talk to, I can't rely on myself. If you put all those I can'ts or what ifs in a fucking box and you said a prayer over them, I'm going to let all these go, God. I'm going to let it go, Spirit. I'm going to take all my fears and put them in a box. What would you do? And then do that. That's not easy. That is not easy to do. There are people in this world that can help you reach that goal. You just have to maybe invest in yourself, invest in a coach, invest in a program, invest in a rehab program. Invest in yourself and secure your future. And sometimes that means making a sacrifice. But I don't want to be alone. But I don't want to go to rehab and not see my family, not see my kids. But it was a life or death, remember? That's what Spirit said. It's life or death, baby. And you got to choose right now, life or death. What's it going to be? And are you willing to sacrifice some time? You know, a year, 6 months, or anything. Are you willing to be alone? You know, are you willing to take the leap of faith and be alone and not in a relationship for a little bit? Are you willing to take the leap of faith and go to a rehab and not have that drug for a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to sacrifice your pain, your numbness for a chance in life? It may not, you know, you may not get that instant gratification. You may not get that destined partnership 6 months from now. You may not be clean 6 months from now, or you may, you know, not be able to see your kids for 6 months. But what's 6 months compared to your lifetime? So let's get some final messages. It's a long reading. I really hope y'all get something from this. I hope that it inspires you. I hope that it reminds you that you are capable. Every single morning I wake up, I had a friend, she sent me a TikTok actually, and it was a guy saying affirmations. It was like 2 weeks ago. And one of the affirmations was, you know, I'm capable, I am worthy. And every morning I wake up, I say out loud, I am capable, I am worthy, I am capable, I am worthy. And I build it, and I build it, I'm capable, I am worthy, I am capable, I am worthy. And I just build that energy within myself. And the more that I say it, the more that I embody that energy, the more I really see how capable I am. So let's see. Okay. Any final messages? Okay, seriously? So Brett gonna have a shuffle today, got it. Any final messages, Spirit? I feel like there's a different deck. I just don't know which one. Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. What I say? I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. What does this card say in essence? I am capable. I am capable. I am capable. I am motherfucking capable. I am capable. I am capable. Okay? Like, can't make shit up. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. And Minticon, longing for home, belonging, the original lightworker. If this right here don't say you are capable, I mean seriously, it's basically saying the original lightworker, like, bitch, you invented shadow work, okay? You invented the light, basically is what this card is saying. You invented love, okay? Look at the contrast. Okay, well, I can hold it. Look how dark and fucking gloomy and shit this card is. But look right through there. Like if you just rite of passage, you just take that path. It's probably not the easiest path. It's probably not. It's probably the most, like, in your mind, the most unlogical, like, not practical path, but probably not the easiest path. But baby, on the other side, ooh, on the other side, there is so much good for you. All right. Excuse me. I'm gonna cut it off there because this video is already kind of long. So I love you guys. I love you guys. I hope these messages helped. I hope they serve you. If you need any other assistance, you can drop a comment or find me on Instagram, Empress of Duality. Message me on Instagram. You can check out our website, Empire of Neutrality, which I will let you know we are reconstructing our entire website. It says that the mentorship is still available, but it's not. We are reconstructing all of that, redefining all of that to serve you guys even more than it did before. We're taking what we learned from the last mentorship and, you know, putting that into the new mentorship, and yeah. But I am here for you guys. If you need anything, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And Empress of Duality out.